How to not suck at CSGO, the psychology of Counter-Strike. Things are going to be a little different today because I have no actual gameplay to show you. The things I'm talking about is just the psychological, mental aspect of the game. So instead I have a PowerPoint presentation prepped, and it will be just like high school or college, except it will be short and enjoyable. I will start by talking about the individual aspect of the game and then focus on the team element, and then I will talk about how to deal with losses and losing. And finally, I will go over what to do when you're facing jerky jerks, assholes, trolls, griefers, whatever you want to call them. So let's get started. Motivation and confidence are just as important to Counter-Strike as shooting fools in the face. So if you're losing heavily, or not even heavily, if you're just losing in general and you're complaining about it, stop being a wanker. You can still pull through if you believe in yourself and are motivated enough. You have to keep in mind that most of the time you're being matched against your own skill level, your own rank at least. So sometimes, I see it in matchmaking, it will happen, you'll be like a, I don't know, gold star, you'll get matched with a master guardian or something. It happens, but out of the ungodly amounts of matches I have played in matchmaking, this is an extremely rare occurrence. So, you have to stay motivated even if you're losing, because that way you will better yourself in the future. You will have the ability to learn new playstyles, new techniques. You can watch the enemy team, see what they do, and just sponge it all up. So that's motivation. But for confidence, basically, if you don't think you can do something, then you probably won't be able to do it. It's like Neo in the Matrix, the first Matrix. He can't make the jump because he doesn't think he can make the jump. Kind of a weird analogy. But anyway, so you have to trust the range of your own abilities and play to your strengths. So I'm sure you know what you're good at. If you're just starting out, maybe you're like a silver 2 or a silver 3 player or something, and you suck at, I don't know, shooting long range with AKs or M4s. Stick with short range battles and practice your long range battles in your own time, not in matchmaking, obviously. So, go to a community server and practice. How you interact with your team will define the match for you. So first of all, do not be a backseat gamer. You might want to give tips or something to players or whatever, and that's fine, there is time for that. But if I don't know, maybe some teammate of yours is in a 1 versus 2 clutch situation, the bomb has been planted, he doesn't have a lot of time, he needs to take out both of the enemies and defuse the bomb. It's time for your teammate to shine, not for you, so close your mouth and let the person play. The only time you should be calling something out is like if you hear footsteps like to the left, but you see your teammate turning to the right, so clearly they made a mistake. It's only in that situation that you should be helping out your teammate. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut. He doesn't need to know that, time is running short. That's not useful. The bomb's been planted, the teammate knows. Don't be a backseat gamer. I will personally come to your home and cut off both of your legs, or however many legs you have if you're a backseat gamer. Now anyway, that aside, if you respect your team, they will respect you most of the time, except for some trolls. Now I find this happens regardless of performance level, rank, skill level. If you're a nice person, most of the time, in fact for me like 90% of the time, the other people will treat you nicely. I've played a lot of matches, and it's very rare that I come across trolls. So by respect, I mean, say hi to your teammates or whatever, just be friendly, don't be judgmental. If you're playing with somebody who has like a My Little Pony icon, yeah, that's weird, it's weird that an adult likes My Little Pony because it's a show for kids, but, you're playing Counter-Strike, you're not there to judge their lifestyle choices. Now, another thing that's very important is don't be an internet-style smartass. So, what I mean by that is like, don't try saying LOL out loud when something stupid happens to your team, or start quoting memes, or just being a snarky asshole. People will just think you're a loser in real life and they won't listen to you, and that will just create a negative energy within your team. Now, the reason I say all these things is because team chemistry can make up for skill deficiency sometimes. This is not guaranteed, of course, I cannot guarantee this, but if you are the underdog, your team can push the teammates forward into victory You obviously need a little bit of luck with that, but this is how you elevate yourself to the next level, and you're going to need support from your team. So keep that in mind. Team chemistry can make up for skill deficiency, but not always. You know, this might sound stupid to say, but a match of Counter-Strike is not over until it's actually over. Even if you're losing like 8-0 and you have 2 bots on your team, you just gotta suck it up. So when your chances of winning are highly improbable or next to impossible, the match is still fruitful. You still have something to learn. You always have something to learn because you can never be the best. Even if you are the best, you can always be better. So instead of giving up, instead of voting to surrender or just dicking around, you can start trying new strategies and playstyles. So one example that's actually happened to me is when my team leaves in a public game. Now that's not a nice feeling. You get bots and stuff. And so what I did in that scenario is just practice being stealthy. So practice my peeking, practice not being seen by the enemy as much as possible, and just generally taking out enemies one by one. Now, did I win that game? No, man, I got completely crushed, but I did get a kill or two every round, and I made a good situation out of a bad situation. So when the team left, well, actually most of the team left. I still had, I think, one other guy, but that's not the point. When the team left, I said to myself, okay, it's not salvageable, so let's practice something else. Let's make a meta game out of this game. So keep that in mind. Even when you're losing, you still have a lot to learn. So if the actual goal of winning is no longer attainable or highly unlikely, make a different goal for yourself. Just like anywhere in life, you're going to run into some jerky jerks in Counter-Strike at some point. Now the good news is the likes of team killers and griefers in general are usually a very rare occurrence unless you're provoking someone, in which case, hey man, it's your fault. Now the bad news is there's not a lot you can do about it. So your main goal should be to ignore jerks if you can. So do not escalate the situation, don't get into fights with them unless you want to counter-troll them, in which case, you know, you're stooping down to their level, but whatever, man, I'm not here to tell you to do that. So you want to ignore them. If they're spamming the mic, you mute them. If, I don't know, they're team killing, you report them with the in-game report function, and obviously you can start a vote to kick them. So those are the tools at your disposals, but basically do not, there is that, internet saying, do not feed the troll or whatever. Basically that applies here. There is not much you can do, but the little that you can do is effective. Here I have listed the major points that you should remember from this presentation. If you forget everything else, keep these points in mind. I'm not going to go through them again because I just went through them like 3 minutes ago, so you can check this on your own time. Now, thanks everybody for watching as always, and please continue to share these videos with other players. Cheers!